By the time I was 13, was full-blown drug addict, homeless, living on the streets, and didn't real. I don't think anybody expected that I would live to be 18, let alone to be where I am now.
I felt this deep faith inside of me, but I saw it played out differently in the church. And you were the person that showed me different.
I don't believe there is shame in redemption ever. I think it's victorious. Sermons and faith in general is like a wild discovery process, right? Where I continue to be wowed and awestruck, and learn and not be so tied to whatever I thought yesterday, for example, that I can't see something new or fresh or even challenging in today.
This curiosity accompanied with this conviction and faith. We're going to talk about how it interplays with our sense of success in the world as people, as leaders, and some of the nuances that happen there.
Those who can see their own wounds will not be tempted to despise the wounds of others.
I need to be right. Like, I need to be right in my convictions. And because I'm right in my convictions, I need to either convince or condemn others.
I think it's when their definitions or their limitations are so rigid. I have to believe the right thing. I have to pray the right prayer. When there's a rigidity to faith, I think we're maybe on the wrong track there. We have to be gracious to people because everyone is living life for the first time. My belief is that it is much less about my ability to say the right things than it is for me to embody the right spirit. I really felt convicted that I had to ask the question, privately and prayerfully, Jesus, if you were here, where would you sit? And so I knew instantly where I should sit. All of those professionals were talking over the teens, and they were really feeling frustrated and I'm not heard. And so I was then able to use my voice to call for silence so that they could be handed the floor. People are convicted by how we show up much more than whatever Bible verse we have into our cubicle.
The more I learn and grow, the more I realize there's so much more I don't know. The achievement-based definition of success is a measurement-based definition, and that's fine, but that's not fulfillment. That's not fulfilling success. That's not meaningful success. It's not life-giving, inspiring success from the inside out. That is outward success that we're trying to keep moving towards to affect how we inwardly feel. And when we do that, it backfires.
When we can't see the differences in each other as expressions of God's majesty, we can never really embrace God's majesty. It's about how am I engaging people as a person of faith, and how can they tell by being in my presence that I am a follower of Jesus, not by what I say, but by how I show up. The older I get, the less I know for sure. People may or may not remember the achievements that we made, but people will for sure remember the impact that our lives and character have made in the shaping of future generations. I just want to say to anyone who's in a position of leadership and contemplating the relationship between leadership and faith, that to see it as some kind of call or blessing from God is really antithetical to the ethic of Christ.
My faith is not so fragile that it can't handle your questions.
At the end of your life, your character will be infinitely more impressive. In the quest to be right, we often forget to be loving. God never asks us to be right, but often asks us to be loving. I said a lot through the pandemic, even if I am right and I come with the wrong spirit, I am still wrong. My redefined definition of success is
Here, Pastor Amy Banka's full
redefined definition of success and catch the full episode on Success Redefined podcast over on YouTube or wherever you prefer to listen to your podcasts.